Well, the web is fundamental to huge numbers of businesses. Social media networks really are at the heart of any business. They always have been. The web makes those networks much more explicit, more transparent, easy to manipulate and communicate, but the social networks themselves now are extraordinarily powerful.
I always remember when the web first came out and I spoke to companies about how everybody was going to access information on the web, and they said, not in our company, we're not going to let anybody have access to the web while they're at work. They had no idea how they were going to use the technology to do their business. And the same's happening with social media. Companies, I'm not going to let our employees use Facebook while they're at work. But actually, that's so the way to build communities. We always knew that the web would enable communities to develop. And those communities in business are just as important as communities in a social life.
So the web has not just changed businesses, it's changed the type of business you can transact. It's put customers much closer to suppliers. It's put suppliers much closer to suppliers, and so middlemen, intermediaries have suffered in this world. But new kinds of business have emerged very dramatically.
Whole new forms of businesses are emerging to do data analytics, and we'll see it completely reshaping the business agendas.
So there'll certainly be whole new classes of employment, but there will be bound to be jobs which will decline in the face of this.
The other impact is the high street. And I think, the high street is in pretty irrevocable decline. Retail
understood that this connected them to a potential customer base much more broadly. The whole phenomena of internet shopping that arose from that, where the fundamental kind of activity was transaction-based, buying, purchasing, selling.
It's just different. There's plenty of jobs in terms of working with the companies that are doing retail on the web. So the high street's gone online, and in a sense it's like, get over it.
Data on the web turns the web into a huge distributed database, and that offers all sorts of new opportunities. We talk about open data, for example, being the case where the data is absolutely free for anyone to use how they will.
So the data revolution is enabling us to know more about ourselves, it's enabling companies to know more about how they are engaged with us, it's enabling governments to tell their citizens more about how they spend our money. There are countless ways in which it's changing everything.
We're going to be living in a world in which our information is held, moderated, exchanged in personal data stores that we have control over, but the information flows over the web.
And a lot of people don't really understand where they are in this world, because it feels like everybody's watching us all the time and knows everything about us. So it's really quite scary at one time, but it's also it's exciting.
And I think you could take every sector pretty well and see the impact of the web as being material and absolutely transformational.